Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Memo and I mainly draw things for a living. The Artist Starter Plan is a calendar I created to help you start learning how to draw if you're a complete beginner or get back into drawing if you haven't done it for a while. The plan goes from drawing simple lines and shapes in the first week, moving on to portrait, gesture, clothing, and full characters by the end of the 31 days. I recorded this as a series of live streams on Instagram, so unfortunately the format is portrait and there's some level of chit-chat throughout the videos. I hope you can still enjoy it, download the calendar for free, and start your own practice. It doesn't need to be the first day of the month to start, just pick day one and build up from there. Let's get started! As you might hear, I've got some chill, lo-fi, royalty-free music in the background. I actually really enjoyed it when I did it last time, so here I am. Hey guys! We're almost at the end of the month, so if you stuck with me and you downloaded the calendar and actually found it useful, I am overjoyed. Please let me know in the comments. So tonight we are going to do yesterday's session, which was day 29. I'm gonna use the same body mannequin that I used in the previous two outfit drawings, and today I'm actually gonna draw a fantasy inspired outfit. So I'm quickly gonna turn around my screen. Yeah, my internet has been really crappy tonight, sorry about that. But yeah, as you can see, I try and basically make some very basic shapes. Hi mom, my mom just connected as well. I try to make some very basic shapes on the character, like this. And then what is useful for me is that I use the references mostly for giving my basic shapes a lot more detail, which especially in fantasy concept art is super useful, because again, the fantasy what really helps giving a character more believability, basically. So as you can see, I'm like sketching in very roughly the various items that I want to include. Okay, I wanted to give her not really shoes, but more like just kind of cute socks. And as for the main outfit, I wanted to give her kind of like slacks, like very loose sort of trousers that are kind of like a big skirt almost. And they kind of like wrap up around the calf. And she's got her little like side bags here and her little side arm. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And also, as you can see here, I wanted to give this character like some sort of like, she's obviously like an alien sort of species or something like that, and I wanted to give her like a little mask or thank you, or you know, some sort of almost like maybe something that she uses for fighting purposes or like magical purposes, I'm not sure. The connection is terrible again. Okay, so I know I did more basic sort of crown thing, so I wanted to give her like a mask. I thought was gonna be more interesting. There you go. Cool. So here we are. This is our basic sketch. I've got it alpha locked, and I'm gonna basically turn the character opacity down a little bit so that it's not as kind of like obstructive as before. There you go. So I'm gonna turn the opacity of the sketch down as well and create a new layer on top and go into my narinder pencil, which is the pencil that I've been using for this character. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna clean up this rough sketch, and as I was saying, I'm gonna use my references mostly to give more detail and more more believability to the character. So detail, I mean, of course it means giving a little bit more variance to the shapes that you've been working on, pretty much. And I did a what's it called, a storyboard course last year, and it was really interesting because the way that the teacher gave us a definition of detail is that basically when, for example, say that you want to draw just like a tree, you know, there are so many different trees in the world, right? And if you, instead of like, whenever you draw just like tree, a lot of people draw what is like shorthand for tree, which is, you know, like this, right? Or, you know, like some version of this that is a little bit more sophisticated, of course. But the point is, instead of just drawing what your mind tells you it's a tree, which is lazy, because people's minds are lazy, and we tend to, as humans, we tend to try and do, you know, the minimum amount of effort. So that's where references really come in handy, because if you don't try and do just the shorthand version of a tree, but you actually put effort into copying, you know, like really focusing on all the different branches of the tree, you know, like the different types of leaves and stuff, you know, like if you focus on those little things and actually try and replicate them, you're gonna have a tree that is not just tree, but it's a specific tree that is, you know, it's gonna be unique to the world that you're building, you know. This is something to do with world building and character design and biz dev, of course. And so when people, you know, look at your work and they look at the environment that has been created based on your sketches, for example, of course, you know, they're not just going to be like, oh, yeah, whatever, it's a tree, but they're going to be like, oh, it's, you know, they're going to get an intrinsic amount of information about the world that you're building. So, yeah. That was just a very long way to say, please don't draw shorthand of trees, but make sure that you include enough details so that it makes your work more interesting, basically. And let me know if you have any questions about what I'm doing, if you just turned in. I just spent a very long time making a mask, basically. because I wanted to make it, again, like more interesting and more specific. Like, for example, here, hiya, I have, you know, it's not just the color, it's like, it's got these little, like these kind of like pointy end down here, and it's got a lot of there you go. It's got like some laces there. It's got like a V shape. Inserts there, and the reason why I'm not drawing here is because it's going on top of the little braid, so there's no point. There you go. I've got my little one side cape that also, of course, goes behind the arm because, you know, three-dimensionality and all that. And on this side, like underneath here, I have my other side of the armor. So I'm gonna combine basically this and this together. There you go. This armor is kind of like pierced a little bit. I like the fact that it looks a little bit like a shell. Because like she looks a little bit like, I mean, she's got greenish hair, which to me could mean that she's from like a... It's like, that's the thing as well about always remember to try and draw the sort of 3D shape of all the items that you're including. So like, for example, here, this lace, if you can, try and make sure that like this is the front face and this is the back face. Again, they're just like little things that will make the image look more legit, even if it's a cartoon, basically. I'm sorry, I have a cold. I have been like intermittently sick since the start of daycare. Because of course my daughter gets all sorts of viruses when she goes there. Which is fair enough. I mean, that's kind of her job, to get sick so that she can develop working immune system. So I am glad that, you know, she does, but at the same time I would enjoy being well for more than like a week straight. So again, like on the satchel as well, remember the lining, you know, the stitches, all these little things that make more sense to, yeah, pretty much to your character. And she's got like a little loose pouch here as well. Always try and like make sure that you're giving, you know, like if this is the flap on top of the pouch, then of course it's gonna have to go a little bit on top of the, you know, the pouch underneath. So again, just make sure that you're trying to give this impression of three-dimensionality. Like think of these objects as as 3D pretty much. That's what I'm saying. And these are the big trousers. So they're gonna have lots of folds. I can go kind of crazy with the lines there. And then they kind of have these laces that wrap up around the calves. And then she's got her little sock shoes, I guess. They go also underneath the foot, obviously. Like that. And this side as well. And if you're interested in more like costume design and stuff like that, I was thinking of actually making a course on my website and on Skillshare. I don't know if you guys use Skillshare. If you do, let me know in the comments. It's always interesting to know, like if people do use it and what sort of classes they hope to see on there, basically. I wanted to do one on Procreate Dreams as well, maybe animating some very, very simple gestures using characters that, they're kind of like just illustrations and then slightly animated, basically. But yeah, okay, so here I have my costume. So I'm gonna add some more detail, but first I'm going to just quickly color it in, because otherwise it's a little bit too confusing to see what's going on underneath, basically. So I'm using the lasso tool to just quickly mask it and fill it in with a block color. Usually I use like something like solid gray or something like that. Which is useful to kind of figure out the value of the costume before you have to commit to color, especially because in color you want to do, like, if you're working for a client or for your portfolio or even just for like a personal project, you usually want to do several different options in color, so it's useful to do this masking thing. And also this way I can be more quick. I know it seems like it's taking a while to do this, but actually it takes longer to just try and color in with your normal brush. I've tried the two options. I think the using the lasso tool is actually faster in the long run, and actually like more accurate as well, if you want to go in and rework it a little bit and maybe polish it, render it, whatever. So yeah, I'm a big supporter of the lasso tool for the sake of convenience as well as speed. Also, you can do this with the lasso tool if you have some shapes that are more geometrical, basically. I'm sorry, I hope that you're not getting this very annoying ambulance or police car or whatever that is in the background, in my background. Okay, so also here I have this part of the arm which obviously was not supposed to be in the mask, so you can just remove it, basically. Yeah, I think there you go. Okay, need to delete here. like this. Oh, I forgot the feet. Right, for the feet I'm just gonna use the brush real quick. And I'm trying to leave some of the fingers, like toes, out. There you go. Okay, so I'm gonna make this slightly darker. Again, you can go here in Procreate into the settings, hue, saturation, and brightness, and just turn down the layer a little bit, so that it's more obvious what's what needed to be changed. There you go. And I'm gonna turn up the opacity. There you go. So this is my character so far. And as you can see, like, it didn't take me long at all to figure this out. I might add, a little bit more detailing, as I was saying before. I mean, you can do it on a different layer from the main outline. So I'll go back to my previous narinder pencil and just, again, look up some of these references to get inspired. Like, might do some sort of pattern here. The pattern should make a tiny bit of sense with the rest of the vibe of the outfit. So this is a character that is obviously like a fantasy character, but looks kind of like from a hot place and maybe like a marine place, as I was saying, because she's got this like armor / seashell, but also she's got here some sort of like leaves. So maybe to be more cohesive, I could change this part of the mask to another like more marine themed mask, basically, maybe with like, I don't know, like sea stars or something like that, or seahorses, something that says marine country, like we've got the sea. And that's why I'm using these kind of like fish scale pattern. And, that's the thing as well that I was saying, as you work on your character and add these sort of details that, you can get by being inspired by random references on Pinterest, you kind of figure out more about the character, and how it can be, the believability of the character can be heightened thanks to these little details, basically, and how the details can make more sense and tell more of a story of the character. And there you go. I think this is all I'm gonna do to this character for tonight. I might just, for fun, because I quite like it, I might just color it in properly. But this was our last session with outfits, I think. And tomorrow there's something else, maybe. I don't know if it's a full character from start to finish or something like that. It's going to be interesting to do it in 20 minutes. But yeah, I will see you tomorrow, and I hope you enjoyed this session. Let me know if you like the costume, and if you have any other ideas on how to improve this. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and have a good night or day according to where you live. Bye guys!